Have you ever had one of those moments where the floor just drops out from under you? One minute you're on top of the world, and the next, you're questioning everything. That was me, exactly 3 years ago. I was working at what I thought was my dream job, a senior marketing position at a fast-growing tech startup. I loved the energy, the challenges, the late-night pizza and brainstorming sessions. I was giving it my all, consistently hitting my targets, and my team was one of the top performing in the company. I genuinely believed I was building a future there. My boss, let's call him Mark, was the kind of charismatic leader you see in business magazines. He was sharp, driven, and incredibly persuasive. In the beginning, we had a great rapport. He praised my work, valued my input, and made me feel like a key player. I respected him, and I thought the feeling was mutual. But over time, subtle things started to change. It began with small comments, little digs about my ideas in front of others. Then he started taking credit for my team's successes during major presentations. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was just the high-pressure environment. I didn't want to rock the boat. I just wanted to do my job well. The project that changed everything was a major campaign we were launching. It was my brainchild, something I had poured months of my life into. The strategy was bold, and the initial data suggested it was going to be a massive success. The night before the launch, I was the last one in the office, triple-checking every detail. I went home feeling exhausted but incredibly proud. The next morning, I walked in, ready for the big day, only to be called into Mark's office immediately. The head of HR was there, looking somber. My heart sank. Mark, without making eye contact, told me the company was restructuring and my position was being eliminated. Restructuring? We were a booming startup, hiring new people every week. It made no sense. He slid a box across the table and said I had an hour to pack my things. No real explanation, no thank you for my service, just a cold, corporate dismissal. I was in shock. As security escorted me out, I saw my campaign, my project, launching on the big screens in the lobby, but with Mark's name plastered all over it as the lead. It hit me like a ton of bricks. He hadn't just fired me, he had pushed me out to take all the credit. The walk home was a blur. I felt a toxic mix of humiliation, anger, and utter despair. For the first few days, I just sat on my couch, replaying every interaction, every red flag I had ignored. The unfairness of it all was crushing. All my hard work, my dedication, it felt like it had been for nothing. My confidence was completely shattered. I started questioning my abilities, my judgment, everything. Was I not good enough? Did I do something wrong? The self-doubt was a heavy blanket I couldn't shake off. My friends and family were amazing, trying to cheer me up, telling me it was his loss. But in my heart, I felt like a failure. The job market was tough, and every rejection email felt like another confirmation of my worthlessness. It was a dark, dark time. I spent weeks just going through the motions, applying for jobs I didn't even want, just to feel like I was doing something. The fire I once had for my career was barely a flicker. One afternoon, while mindlessly scrolling through my phone, I stumbled upon a quote: "The comeback is always stronger than the setback." It was so simple, so cliché, but for some reason, it resonated deep within me. A setback. That's what this was. It wasn't the end of my story. It was just a brutal, painful chapter. And in that moment, something shifted. The anger and sadness started to morph into a new kind of energy, determination. I decided I wasn't going to let Mark's actions define my future. He might have taken my job, but he wasn't going to take my career. So, I made a plan. Instead of desperately applying for any job, I took a step back and asked myself what I truly wanted. What were my core skills? What was I passionate about? I realized that what I loved most about my old job was building strategies from the ground up and seeing them come to life. The corporate politics, the ladder climbing, I could live without that. So, I thought, why not work for myself? The idea was terrifying. I had no safety net, and my savings were dwindling. But the thought of being in control of my own destiny was also incredibly liberating. I started small. I used what little money I had left to build a simple website showcasing my portfolio, the real portfolio, with all the campaigns I had actually led. I reached out to my network, not to ask for a job, but to offer my services as a freelance marketing strategist. I started with small businesses, local shops that couldn't afford a full-time marketing team. My first client was a local bakery. I worked day and night on their campaign, pouring all my pent-up energy into it. The results were incredible. Their online sales tripled in 3 months. That success story became my new calling card. Word of mouth started to spread. One client led to 2, then 5. It was grueling work. I was the CEO, the marketing department, the accountant, and the janitor all rolled into one. There were many sleepless nights and moments where I thought I was going to fail. But every time I felt that doubt creeping in, I thought about that cold office, that box on the table, and it fueled me. I was building something that was mine, something no one could take away from me. Within a year, I had more work than I could handle alone. I hired my first employee, then another. My small freelance gig had grown into a boutique marketing agency. We specialized in helping small to medium-sized businesses compete with the big players. We were nimble, creative, and we got results. My confidence came roaring back, but it was different this time. It wasn't based on someone else's approval. It was built on my own resilience, my own skills, and the tangible results I was delivering for my clients. About 2 years after I was fired, I was at a major industry conference. I was there as a speaker, invited to talk about disruptive marketing strategies for startups. As I walked off the stage after my presentation, feeling a huge rush of adrenaline and pride, I saw a familiar face in the crowd. It was Mark. He looked older, more tired. He approached me, a forced smile on his face. He told me he'd heard I was doing well and that he was so happy for my success. The irony was staggering. He mentioned that things at the old company had gone downhill after their star performer left. He was trying to network, looking for new opportunities. He even had the audacity to hint at a potential collaboration. I just looked at him, and for the first time, I felt nothing. No anger, no bitterness, just a strange sense of pity. I politely thanked him for his time and walked away. I didn't need to say anything more. My success was my response. Walking away from him that day was the true final chapter of that painful story. It wasn't about revenge. It was about realizing I had moved so far beyond him and that experience that it no longer had any power over me. So, if you're going through a setback right now, whether it's a job loss, a personal failure, or just a moment where you feel lost, I want you to hear this. It's okay to feel hurt, to be angry, to grieve. Let yourself feel it all, but don't let it consume you. That setback is not your identity. It's a catalyst. It's an opportunity to rebuild yourself, stronger, smarter, and more aligned with who you truly are. Your story isn't over. In fact, the best part might just be getting started. Your comeback is waiting. I'd love to hear about your own comeback stories in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. See you in the next video.